Learn to grow a self-sustaining garden wherever you are, and much more. Hit the follow button. Alright?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Amenadel, aka Green Grow Guy, and I'm giving you guys a sneak peek into my garden that I started approximately a month ago. Typically, I would start this garden, by now it would usually be about 2.5 months old, but because of the rain and washouts recently and the weather, it's taking it a long time to get cold, I started planting this month in May. So right here in the far back, right here where you guys see, those are cucumbers actually growing up out of there. They're about a month old, from seed, non-GMO of course. They're coming up actually pretty nice. Growing cucumbers is about a moderate, they're easy to grow, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're easy to grow. They're right on the cusp of being easy to moderate to grow. I'm growing everything this year, or starting to grow the seedlings this year inside of a greenhouse outdoors, and it is giving great results, guys. All right, but if you're growing cucumbers, you're going to want to plant them. This is a 5-gallon cloth basket. I wanted to show off my new baskets too, guys. So this is a cloth 5-gallon basket. As you can see, it holds two different compartments there that you can utilize. The one in the back here is cucumbers. They take about 70 days until you can pick your cucumber, 80 days. Okay, in front of that we got these potatoes. These are going to be red potatoes, guys. Clearly this is one potato, this is two potatoes, the pods. These are organic red tomatoes that I planted. There are two more right here that I recently planted yesterday, because I want to utilize all the space that I have. And you'll realize growing cucumbers and potatoes, if you're a beginner or an intermediate grower, growing in these pots are actually ideal, okay, for potatoes and cucumbers, because they help you maintain the hydration or the water that it needs to feed it a lot better. Okay, in the very front right here we have 3 watermelon plants. I'm actually going to stick the tag in here so I remember. I always say I'm going to remember, guys, and then I always wind up forgetting. I always wind up forgetting. Okay, I don't get it. I don't know why. I have to wait till they start germinating. I'm like, okay, that's a potato, that's a watermelon. I can identify them once they begin to grow, but sometimes I do like this massive plant and then I'm like, shh. What did I do? I can't remember. So labeling your plants is something that's really important to do, especially if you're just starting out and you're not able to identify the plants once they sprout. So far I showed you guys the cucumbers, the potatoes, and the melons. Let's move over to our next basket. Over here in the back, these are collard greens, guys. Okay, this is how they start out from a seed. All right. They'll take approximately like 80 days to grow. I actually like the collards that you can see in the back right here. My finger is pointing. That's a result of the collard not getting enough sunlight. Okay, so what happens is it stretches and it becomes elongated. Now I did transplant it, and once I transplant it, that's going to stunt its growth a little bit. So hopefully the sun will come out tomorrow morning, because it's supposed to come out sometime today, guys. But the rain in this weather, the rain in this weather, the rain has been so abundant that the sunlight has been naturally less. So that's going to happen sometimes. I transplant it and that kind of stunts it, and more than likely it'll catch up just fine. I'm going to let it get a little drier, that plant, and it'll catch up and it'll be just fine. In front of that, the collards right here, we got some green beans. Now, I planted these 4 as seedlings. Let's get this camera in here, guys, for you. I planted these 4 as seedlings here. They're about 3 weeks old here. They take about a total of like 2 months to mature, and you start getting um, green beans. Now, you can grow these pretty close. You only see 4 in here, but know that I just came in today and planted like another 4 because I want it to be full. When you're using these pots, I'm trying to tell you guys, maximize your space. I'm not saying don't follow the grow rules, but as you guys grow, you'll begin to, figure it out on your own what works for you, as far as what you need your yield to be to feed yourself. All right. Um, Probably within the next day or two, you're going to see a video about staking these and standing them up because they're at the point where now I got to start putting some stakes in to hold them upright like this so they can get the maximum sun they need to yield as much as they possibly can. I actually went to go pick some up today and they were out. So I'm going to run and grab some from somewhere else. All right, now we're going to move over. Okay, now that we moved over, guys, these are the strawberry plants. These 3 red pots I had actually purchased, and they came so full. They came with so many sprouts in it that the first 2 pots you see, the strawberries were actually choking out. So it was so abundant that I let it grow as much as I could, and then I broke it down to these 4 additional strawberry plants you see here. Ethel, yes, they have names, guys. Ethel, from the video that you guys seen before, she's still doing her thing. Nice size strawberries she's producing. I had just took the strawberries off of her yesterday. She's still producing pretty good strawberries. Strawberries actually take a long time, guys. You can plant a strawberry from a seed or in the ground and wait a whole year and not see anything. So this is something that, number one, you're going to have patience for. Number two, they're very fragile plants. They're very heat sensitive plants. You have to keep the moisture excellent, and you do have to fertilize these plants to get strawberries to yield. This is a moderate to expert grow, guys. Okay? But what I will say, and the reason why it's intermediate or moderate, is because of the fact that once you get the soil balance right and you get it, you got it. You know what I mean? They pretty much take care of themselves. One of the biggest issues that you'll have with strawberries, especially in the summer months, is keeping them out of the sun, strong sun, because they will wilt on you really quick, and that stunts them. Okay? So we're going to move right over, and I'm going to show you guys some of the new stuff going on here. I have in the back here, this is squash, guys. This was an actual throwaway plant. I'm sorry, you guys can't see it. It was actually a throwaway plant. They call my wife the dead plant lady because when plants die at her job, they'll say, hey, do you want this? This was a squash plant. It's actually zucchini. I'm growing it. It's actually about a month old. It's great, guys. If you guys could have seen it when I first got it, it was all wilted and crazy looking. So that definitely works because I don't like to just have one plant because I don't think I can really get as much out of it to feed myself. So what I did was I went and I purchased some additional squash plants, yellow and zucchini, and I planted those. I actually planted those today. So that once they harvest, I can have a substantial amount to eat, freeze, and just have on deck. All right, now we're going to move over a little bit. This is something new, guys, that I'm doing, and I'm really excited about it. These are pumpkins, okay? These are pumpkins, all right? This is the first year that I'm actually growing pumpkins. This is something else that I'm going to stake, and you guys are going to see me put in a very big bin. These are just starter pods. When you see these little containers like this is how I start them. Okay, then I transplant them into bigger 5, 10, 20, 15 gallon tubs. Okay, because these are heavy feeders and you want a big production because you're feeding yourself. Okay, so these little teeny pods right here, they're not going to feed y'all. They're not going to feed you. You know what I mean? You're going to have to upgrade and get pods about approximately like that size, start growing out of things like that if you're looking to feed yourself. Okay. Now, real quick, cost you for 2 of them, they're about $15. but you can have them forever. They're very durable. They're transportable. This is good for people that can seasonally grow. You might want to take something that you're growing inside and grow it all year round. These are excellent. They're excellent. You know what I mean? Definitely worth the money. And like I said, it puts you in a transition from an intermediate to an expert, from a beginner to an intermediate, because you really are able to downpack the watering system a lot better. But back to these little pods, these little 4-inch pods here. Sorry guys, I'm getting old, man. I'm down low. This right here, what you see, this is spinach. These are all spinach. The ones I haven't sprouted yet, I actually just planted today. The ones that you see sprouted, they're about a week old. A little over a week old. They're like 10 days old. Okay, that's going to be spinach. I haven't grown spinach in a while, guys. And one of the things about spinach is it can be intolerable to heat. So one of the things that I'm really going to have to monitor, especially with it in this greenhouse, is the amount of humidity and heat that it's absorbing. Otherwise, you can grow it all year round. A lot of fruits and vegetables, they do seasonally grow. But if you are an advanced grower and you have the understanding of humidity and fertilization and watering, and you're more mobile, you can be more mobile using portable pots and stuff, you can really grow all year round, guys. So it's not really hard to continuously feed yourself. You know what I mean? Realize every time you transplant it, overwater it, let it get too dry, you're stunting the growth, which is stunting its production. So you're not going to get as much as you could, and the fruits are not going to be as big as you may want it to be. Okay? We're going to slide over again. And this, I'm going to be honest, I don't know where these seeds went. This is a sugar pea and peas. For those who don't know, this is peas. And I really would like to continue to grow it. However, I don't know where it's at. Don't have no idea where they're at. Like I said, my son was out here helping me. And I'm going to be honest, I actually had to look this up because he planted it. And then it just popped up. And I was like, what is this? So far as I know, the Google search says it's a sugar pea. It's the only one like it. So I don't know where the seeds went. I don't know what my son did with them. You know what I mean? But it's doing good. It's actually like really healthy. So I'm just letting it rock out. Before I actually put a tag in it, I want to make sure that that's what it is. Because I want to see it grow a little bit more, because I've never seen it actually grow like that. So I'm going to see how right Google is. Over here, I have oregano. Okay, this was a dead plant, lady plant here, and it was dead. Like, only thing that was there, guys, was like the stalk, you know. So now it's actually doing really good. It's actually sprouting new stuff, which is excellent. You know what I'm saying? It's super healthy. Because it was like really dead. Like when I say it looked like those sticks, it did. This is an aloe plant that I took from my wife because she was just abusing it so bad. And it was in one of these 4-inch little pods over here forever, way longer than it needed to be. So I had to transplant it. And it was doing shaky for a while. You may see like that little brown coming down the side here, right here. That's because it was having a problem re-rooting itself. One of the great things about a greenhouse is that it germinates roots. So I threw it in a greenhouse in a little incubator, because the whole plant was brown like that, like what I just showed you. Everything was brown like that. So the color is actually coming back in like 100%. So I'm happy about that, because that's telling me that it's rooting. You know what I mean? I was concerned that it wouldn't root. I'm going to go to this plant right here in the back. This is Tommy. Mind you, these plants have names. Okay, this is Tommy. Right here. All right. Tommy's my tomato plant. He's the dad of some tomato plants. He's actually yielded some tomatoes. He's about 2 months old. Okay. He's starting to grow his little tomatoes. Because my greenhouse is only about 2.5, 3 feet high, when Tommy began, as you see, is right at the top. So I begin to top him. Okay, so he stops about right here. So he won't grow beyond this point. I'm going to train him to not grow beyond this point. And what I wind up doing is cloning Tommy. This is a clone. This is one of Tommy's kids right here. You know, say hello to one of Tommy's kids. Okay, and what you do is, I'm going to show you, is this took about 2 weeks for me to clone successfully. All right, you see how it's not wilted. It's already starting to make little tomatoes. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you guys how I did it. You know, I really just take a glass, put some water in it. After I trim it, what I trim is, I trim something. I'm sorry, guys. I trim it, okay? But when I cut it off, I cut it so that I get some flowers, I get some leaves. These are the, let me just focus in here. This is where the flowers are going to pop out, guys. So when you do clone it, you want to try to clip it with buds. Like, you know what I mean, where you know buds are going to be. And then you just sit it in the water like this. It sits right here in my greenhouse. Right here, boom, boom. Just like that. All right, and once the roots come out of the bottom, they're going to be like white little spikes that pop out the bottom. Once they pop out the bottom, guys, I just throw it in the soil like you seen the other tomato plant. And last but not least for right now, well, actually this isn't last, but this is the last thing in our greenhouse right now, is another potato. This is a red potato as well. This is an older one. So this is why I was really excited to show you guys this one. This is about a month ahead of the first potatoes I showed you. As you can see, it grows progressively. All right, and what's going to happen is more shoots are going to come out. Okay, I only have 2 potatoes in here. So I'll probably wind up getting about a good 8 potatoes. Out of that first bin I showed you, I'll probably get about 20. You know, approximately 20, 15, 20. These right here, I grew in, this is just a 5-gallon plastic, because at the time that's what I had, and I really wanted to get them down and plant it in. So what you're going to see happen with these potatoes as they grow, they're going to grow high like this, then they're going to begin to wilt, then they're going to sprout up again, then they're going to wilt. When all this turns officially yellow in about 90 days, then that's when you're going to know. Dig down to the bottom and get your new potatoes out. Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for watching. All right, I really appreciate it. Please make sure you subscribe and like the videos, leave a comment. Another thing that I want to tell you is that this greenhouse that you see is a $50 greenhouse off of Amazon, and it is super efficient. Okay, so definitely comment, ask me exactly what type it was. I can give you the information. Thanks everybody again for watching. I'm Amandel, aka the Green Grow Guy. Till next time.